right, it's now my pleasure to introduce Jaxon Hunt, who is accompanied by his parents, Chelsea and Jacob Hunt. Jaxon is a very special local ambassador. He's the grandson of a letter carrier. Indeed, he's the grandson of Grand Rapids Branch 56 President Kyle Inocencio. And Kyle is here too. Thanks for you guys to coming. The family is full of hope and drive to help fight this disease with the letter carriers from the great state of Michigan and all letter carriers across the nation. Jackson's father would like to say a few words. Jacob?
First of all, we wanted to thank everybody for allowing us to be here today. My family and I are newbies to the Duchenne community. We are really not experts in anything other than our son, Jaxon, who is with us here today. Jaxon was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy at the age of 3 in 2017. We're not experts in neuromuscular diseases, but we would like to offer our opinion on what we've learned to date. Jaxon broke his leg while dancing to his favorite song in 2016, excuse me. And we thought it was just a freak accident at that point, but we had no idea the avalanche that it was going to set off in our life. We took him to the doctor, and they said that in about 6 weeks, his leg should be healed. We'll take the cast off, and he should begin walking another day or two. But after about a week and a half of him not walking, we got a little concerned. So afterwards, we took him to physical therapy, and the doctor said, we should probably get him tested for muscular dystrophy just in case. And to this day, we still remember the call we got. Once the test came back, they told us that his CK levels tested at 9,000. And we said, okay, what are normal levels? And they said between 250 and 400. That was very, very concerning for us, so we started doing what any parent would do, and it's the worst thing you ever could do, is we started researching online. Chelsea and I started to console each other when we started reading the diagnosis. How could this happen to our child? How could this happen to a child that we took care of and fed properly and gave all the proper nutrients to? We were healthy individuals. We tried to raise our children in that way. How could this happen to him? And we found out that it sometimes is just a random, generic thing that nobody can control. Chelsea and I reacted very differently to this diagnosis. I went into my fixer mode. I'm a person that likes to try and solve problems, but what I realized is that Jaxon didn't need to be fixed. There was nothing about him that was wrong. There was nothing broken, certainly not his spirit. Anyone that has ever met Jaxon knows anyone that knows Jaxon, as you can see, he's got a spirit that can never be broken. Chelsea went into her mode where she thought she was going to figure out how to beat this disease. Sorry, having some technical difficulty. She started researching the disease and finding the best place to get care for Jaxon. We ended up finding the best doctors right here in Michigan, close to home, at U of M, go Blue, Mott Children's Hospital. So we're determined not to let this diagnosis define Jaxon. Jaxon is a person that has muscular dystrophy, but he is not muscular dystrophy. We do feel like Jaxon's going to have a positive impact. We feel like he'll be able to help further generations to come, and we believe that Jaxon is going to help find the cure for this disease now and forever. A lot of people will say that we're being naive, that they've been trying for 60 years plus to find a disease cure for this, but what do you have if you don't have hope? We're here today because we have hope. our hope is what allows us to get out of bed every morning and help our soon-to-be 5-year-old with seemingly normal tasks that any 5-year-old should be able to complete. But when you realize that it's a challenge for him just to get out of bed and walk each morning, it gives you some type of sense of need and sense of urgency. And that's what we found in a partner with the MDA, is they assist us so much in helping us find a path and a light to be able to guide us towards what we need to be able to do to make a life for Jaxon more attainable. Today, boys with DMD often become men. They live into their 20s and 30s, which was not the case 15, 20 years ago even. We as parents can have the prospects of them being able to have a career and have a life, go to college, and that's something that we're very thankful for. We realized one thing with all this, that time is precious. And we are granted with time right now, and that is a very, very precious asset that we are always going to be thankful for. Jax, like any other people with Duchenne, is an entire person. He is funny, stubborn, sometimes angry, but he's always joyful. And the one thing that sets him apart is his determination, whereas you might find it easy to be able to, I'll get to that tomorrow. I don't have the energy, like they said before, I don't have the energy to go do it. Well, he has to struggle to find the energy, and all Duchenne patients have to find the energy to get up every single day and find the energy to go and just walk, to breathe, to live. And that's something that really has resonated with myself and my family, is that it makes a huge benefit to have our partners here with the MDA and make a better life for these children. So our determination with Jaxon is what's brought us here today. We started a team back in 2017. It was August. It was called Jaxon Superheroes. Our first event, we were going to do a walk. And our first walk, we raised over $10,000. But we said that's not enough. There's so much more we can do. So this year we've upped our game a little bit. We're going to be doing a walk. We've also started the first annual Jaxon's Superheroes Golf Outing, which will be held in September. We are also a part of a team called MDA's Team Momentum, where I'm going to be running as part of the MDA in the 2018 Chicago Marathon to benefit the MDA. We live in an exciting time right now. We have the technology and the know-how and the will to solve all of our nations and all of these incurable diseases, or so-called incurable diseases. We have the technology, we just have to put it into use. And with all of our benefits and all of our funding that we're doing right now, we see the results. And MDA, we went to a workshop yesterday where they said they have over 5 active drugs that have been approved in the last 2 years alone to help patients with Duchenne, whereas in the previous 60 years, there was none. So all of the work we're doing is helping. I just want to end with, we need to remind ourselves that to take a step back and enjoy the things that our kids are doing today. The one thing that we've realized is that this time will pass, this seemingly never-ending time will pass, and we'll be wishing we had that time back with our kids. But we need to always understand that your children are growing up now. Jaxon's life is now. It's important to look for a cure and into the future, but his life is now. And you need to be able to appreciate the milestones and the things that he does every single day and moving forward. Jaxon has Duchenne muscular dystrophy, but Jaxon is not defined by Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Jaxon is his own person, and with that, we thank you. Can I say thank you?
Thank you.
Say it again, they didn't hear you.
Thank you.
Hey, I got to ask you some questions. I'll hold you for a minute. Ask you a couple questions. Come on. All right. Aren't those cool? Look at you. You're over here.
No one knows that. No one knows that.
Okay, can you tell me something? I got to ask you something.
Money.
Can you tell me something about helping out at a golf tournament recently? No.
I said mommy. Mommy.
All right, let me ask you this. Did you prepare for an MDA marathon with your dad? No. Oh, yeah? Well, I got a picture.
Buddy!
Picture up. What about that? Isn't that you?
Caddy!
Is that you?
Caddy! Caddy! Somebody knows.
I got you, didn't I? Yeah.
Everybody knows. Turn this on. Buddy! Dana!
You did good. Thank you, Jackson. Listen to this. Listen to this. Ready? You want to hear everybody do a cheer for you? All right, here we go. Listen. That'll never be the same. How about a letter carrier cheer for Jackson? Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.